on something with that look with DFS in the game? What did you make of his impact and that lineup in general, the small ball lineup?
Yeah, it was great. Gave us a level of physicality. I think we were blitzing quite a bit early, going after their main handlers, and opened up some threes for some guys we want to make prove it, and that led to that 33-point first quarter. Went more traditional. I got downhill a little bit, and so we went to a small lineup where we switched everything. It was great on and off ball, physicality, and then the spacing around our guys was really good. So first for the open threes and the kickouts, and obviously had a big part to do with that 19-point second quarter. But yeah, it was going with the regular, Clinton a little bit, and then we knew we had that in our back pocket to go back to in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, there have been a few times this year where you've been upset about how your team started the fourth quarter and how you kind of had to rush KD back in. Tonight, you didn't put him back in until like less than 5 minutes left. How important was that for you guys?
Yeah, it was great. It was. I think we defended at such a high level in the second half. To hold them to 101 there, and big part of that was that guys found a rhythm, got out in transition. We got 16-8 against a team that likes to get out and run. So as long as we can maintain the lead, we extended in that case tonight, and buy minutes for some of the starters who play heavy minutes is always a great thing. And so we're going to need that. Can't have him and Alpi and certain dudes on the court all the time, and you need others to step up, and we're confident they will, and they're waiting for that opportunity.
And I think the final number ended up being 15 steals for you guys. How much were you impressed by the aggression y'all were playing with on defense?
Yeah, it was great from the beginning. We had 8 blocks in the first half. Kevin has 6 or 3 of those. Our rotations were, for the most part, on point outside of the blitzes, and so activity was great all night. Like I said, they made some threes from some guys we're willing to live with, and then we kind of settled in there, but stayed the course. They made some highlight reel plays and nice passes, dunks, kick out threes, and we just kept chugging along and kind of broke that will a little bit. And so our activity was great. The steals, blocks, that shows that.
You talk about activity. It seemed like some of what Dorian Finney-Smith did tonight did not show up in the box score. He was extremely active. What did you like about his minutes and his entire game? Yeah,
that he was a big part of the small ball unit that could switch a lot. He's very vocal and heady as far as that on the defensive end. Like I always say, the rhythm and legs are going to come back. He's going to make some more of those shots. He missed a few, but hit 1 or 2. But just allows us to have that versatility with either him or Jay Sean at the 5 and switching everything. And you could see they had a lot of late shot clock shots and a few violations there due to that switching. He was a big part of that.
Another game where the teams put the big on a man and then sagged off. You guys got to that DHO with him handling a bunch of times. What'd you like about that look? What'd you see from it overall?
Yeah, it's certain things. He's going to have the ball insert a lot of different areas. So we kind of put a highlight or film together of him as a handler, him as a screener, him and the dunker in certain spacing, and him and the dunker in the corners. And just when he's bringing it up like he does, and there's nothing there, we got to get to the second action quicker. And I think his recognition of that was better tonight, but also his screening. We looked at some of the angles, him letting guys get through, and he set a lot of great screens tonight and allowed Kevin and Reed and those guys to come off and Jabari to come off and get great looks. And so, he's a guy that plays with a crazy amount of pace that he can get up there and set those. You have to play with a certain level of physicality, but it's a lot of what he did his first and second year.
What specifically was different about the angle?
He a lot of times he's really moving out of the way or letting them blow the screens up. For him, it's we want to make the guys chase over. They were getting under, so his angle, he has to change his body position, feet position, and make them chase over. The bigs have to step up, or a lot of in this case they stayed back and basically free throw line level, and Kevin, those guys could walk into shots, but eventually they're going to move up, setting great screens, and he can get in the pocket, and you saw that a little bit there. So, like I said, I showed him 50 clips of previous games and how he let some guys get through and how he set really good screens or slipped out, and something he's learning on the fly as well. It's been a while. He hasn't done as much this year, but something he's done in the past and he's really good at.
I kind of walked in on his question, but I have a similar but different question. Kevin is playing at his natural position more so in your system as the 3. Would you say that that transition from Phoenix to now helped him knowing both forward positions? And do you think with him knowing both forward positions, he's naturally offensively playing more like Oklahoma as opposed to his role in Phoenix?
Yeah, I would say he's played every position, and he's pretty comfortable at all of them. I think for us, the fact that Fred is out and our young guys are learning on the fly, he's had to handle it at times more, which he's used to and comfortable doing. Turnover numbers are too high at times, but swarming them and blitzing them quite a bit. But I think whatever you want to call him, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and he's comfortable at all those, and can use him basically the same in all those positions. But the fact that he can screen and people don't want to leave his body allows guys to free up and get downhill, or him handling and post up ISO. He can do all of the above. So I think he's obviously, the numbers show he's a very well versed scorer.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.